the dramatic constitutional court application that was done by more precision, as well as pardon Kambakwe and Ipechu Legazulu, focusly contest the 2030 term extension into the Constitutional Court of Zimbabwe. Guess what? As expected, Jacob Mutenda has filed a responding affidavit in an attempt to try and oppose. You know, these people are playing this drama. They want to make it real. So as we told you, that these court application, premature court applications opposing the 2030 term extension of Emmerson Mnangagwa, these are bogus court applications meant to actually pave a way for the regime of Emmerson Mnangagwa to extend his term of office. Greetings and welcome to your lovely channel, the Hlonipani Global News. If you are watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. I think what has been posted by Lynn M on her X account, it makes sense, and so I will be reading it, and most probably I will summarize what I would have read after doing so. So it says, as expected, Parliament Speaker Jacob Mutenda has vehemently opposed a legal attempt to block the extension of presidential term limits in Zimbabwe, labeling the Constitutional Court applications as premature, frivolous. You see, the argument that I was already making. His son affidavit refutes claims made by Mbuso Fuzwayo, Ipechu Legazulu, Pardon Kambakwe, and more precision, asserting that no formal constitutional amendments have been initiated, emphasized that no relevant bills have been submitted to Cabinet or Parliament, reinforcing the argument that the court cannot engage with hypothetical scenarios. But we all know that all those mentioned above are their proxies who are pushing the ET 2030 agenda while pretending to be opposing to it, as I have already said that. So Mutenda dismisses the protest stemming from ZANU-PF resolution number 1, which has sparked public outcry as actually misguided. This resolution is known to be a strategic move by corrupt individuals seeking to maintain their power and avoid accountability to financial crimes. As we all know, that controversial figures like Budawashe Takwirei and Wickney are instrumental in advocating for this third term push, anticipating that continued ruling by President Mnangagwa will shield them from prosecution. Public sentiment is overwhelmingly against the proposed changes, with recent surveys revealing that 80% of Zimbabweans opposed to the intentions behind resolution number 1. Viewing it as a mechanism for constitutional capture, critics have actually argued that this resolution serves the interest of those within its cycle who have benefited from state corruption and fear losing their privileges. The contrast between Mutenda's legal arguments and the public perceptions of a corrupt power grab underscores a significant political and constitutional conflict in Zimbabwe. While Mutenda seeks to clarify the procedural legitimacy of the government's actions, the widespread allegations of corruption dramatized stakes involved. The nation now anticipates its response, which could further illuminate the regime's intentions. Mutenda's legal stance has broader implications for the ET20 agenda, which aims to extend its time in office and gives Zikananda's lifeline to continue looting the country's resources by dismissing the fake opposition's claim as a mere noise and emphasizing a lack of formal processes for constitutional change. Mutenda aims to create a narrative that legitimizes the ED's government's actions. This approach effectively undermines dissenting voices within the country, suggesting that the real challenge to the ruling party is not a formal opposition, but rather chaotic internal disputes that threaten the stability necessary for the ED 2030 agenda to be realized. By portraying resolution number 1 as a non-issue in a legal sense, Mutenda seeks to pave the way for a smoother implementation of policies aligned with the ED's 2030 framework, allowing the government to frame its agenda as having been challenged and ultimately vindicated in both legal and public spheres. In summary, while Mutenda's actions appear focused on legal technicalities, they also serve as a dual purpose, fortifying the legitimacy of ED government and consolidating interests aligned with the ED 2030 vision, despite overwhelming public skepticism regarding corruption and government practices. This situation sets the stage for a complex interplay between law, opinion, public opinion, and the future trajectory of Zimbabwe's political landscape. Now, there is a link to this legal petition. I will actually post that particular link. I think she explains it better than anyone else. So the legal challenges were focused itself, as well as also this responding affidavit from Jacob Mutenda is also dramatized, actually legal applications to give them a leeway to go ahead with 2030 term extension of Emerson Mnangagwa. Thank you very much for watching us. If you are watching us for the very first time, please do remember